What's up, guys? So, new ban list, new Battlin Boxer deck. I saw two people wanted to see it, and so I was going to do this anyways, so let's do it. I'm going to talk about the deck a little bit too, because things I have learned over the course of playing with it that I haven't really updated. So, yeah. First off, we're going to be playing the 3 switch hitter, as always. This card is the OP card in the deck. This basically gets your rank 4s, like, super quick. You always want to go with Glassjaw with him if you can, because then when you make lead yoke and you detach for lead yoke, you get Glassjaw's effect, which is add a Battlin Boxer from your graveyard to your hand. So switch hitter, awesome. So 3 headgear. This basically gets to send a Battlin Boxer from your deck to the grave, and he can't be destroyed by battle once per turn. And that means you want to send, well, Glassjaw. Glassjaw's effect is kind of bad if it's not already in the grave. His effect is the best when you get it attached to lead yoke. But he goes, if he gets targeted for attack, he gets destroyed right away, kind of like Utopia's effect after he has no materials. If he gets targeted, he just gets destroyed. So he's alright. I want to kind of take him to 2, maybe. I don't know what else I'd play. I'll go on with that later, but mostly because 3 kind of gets cloggy, and I have a Foolish Burial along with my 3 headgear, so that's like 4 Foolish Burials to get this card in the grave. And even if an opponent banishes 1, for him to banish both doesn't seem very likely, and doesn't even happen for them to get banished often anyways. So I'm playing 3, but it could go down to 2, and I have some cards that I'd probably play for that. 3 Spar. Even if you can't attack, this card makes your XYZs. You can go into number 101, anything that you really want. He doesn't have to be lead yoke. Switch hitter, the guy I did first, does have to be Battlin Boxer. You can only special summon Battlin Boxers afterwards. Spar, you can't, but when you do Spar's effect, which is special summon from the hand when there's Battlin Boxer in the field, you can't enter your battle phase this turn. But you can do it main phase too. Even if you go into battle, I don't know. Yeah, I forget. Now this guy, I might take out to 1 along with Glassjaw, or I might just leave it at 2 if I take out 1 Glassjaw, but it's Battlin Boxer Reveal. He was a newer card. If you know what he does, basically, when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand, and when you do, you gain the life points equal to the damage you took. So, it's a cool effect, but it doesn't really matter at the same time. It's a good, like, defense card to have in your hand, which Battlin Boxers kind of needed something from the hand besides Counterpunch. Well, that was from the grave. So, it does work out, and I think I will leave it at 2, but it kind of seems like a one-of card. But 2 hasn't really failed me, but at the same time it hasn't really wowed me. But, like I said, might leave that at 2, maybe down to 1, Glassjaw to 1, because now that Rhoda's at 3, taking out Glassjaw doesn't seem that bad either, because 3 Searchers, come on. But, yeah, let's get on with the spells while we're at it. So, 1 day apiece. Everybody wonders why I play this. I actually don't play this in many decks anymore. It's mostly just a Battlin Boxer thing, because they are a weaker and slower deck. That 1 turn to draw and be safe for the whole turn. If you're a good enough player, you know when to play it correctly. You don't just play it to get a draw and try to thin out your deck quick. If I draw into this in my hand, I save it until, like, oh wow, my opponent's got a field I can't take care of. This is a good just stall and maybe draw into something good card, and it thins out your deck a little bit, so that's always good, and goes along good with 2 pod dualities. 3 dualities I always used to have in Battlin Boxer for a long time, but it was too much with special summoning, and you want some consistency, so you do need the dualities. Upstarts don't really work in this, because you're trying to get your opponent's life points down with lead yoke as it is, which is always kind of slow. So 2 dualities, good for your consistency in your deck. Battlin Boxers got better, though, with the 3 Rhodas from our new ban list. Yes, 3 Rhodas. Before, the 2 was cool too, that came out last ban list, but now having it at 3, like I said, it just adds a whole lot of consistency into this deck that has been well needed for a while, and I remember when the deck only had 1 Rhoda, and the deck wasn't half bad. So now with 3 Rhodas, and some other things you can play, it's not that bad. Now here's a discussion that I'd like to make that people never understood. So, I'm playing 1 Battlin Boxer Spirits, but I'm only really playing it just because I do like it a little bit, but there's a pro I want to talk about. So I'm playing 1 Spirits, so I want to get on with that. But, no, hold on, let me see if it'll focus here. Okay, but I'm playing a 1 Warrior of the Returning Alive. Well, what is the pros or cons of Battlin Boxer Spirits? Well, usually, when I Battlin Boxer Spirit something, I don't want lead yoke back. I don't really care for that. I would like to have, like, a switch hitter back, or a Glassjaw or something like that, if I special summon it. So, it's cool, and I can normal summon that turn too. But what's better about Warrior Returning Alive is, say if I have no monsters in my hand and it's still spells, so say I have 2 of these, I I can get a switch hitter back, and when I normal summon switch hitter, that's an instant XYZ no matter what. I mean, yes, if your opponent does traps or whatever, but I mean, still, that goes along with spirits too, so that's not a good argument. So basically, Warrior Returning Alive is a reborn as long as you can have switch hitter. And you can, if you are good on your switch hitters and your other plays, you can use Warrior Returning Alive to get back a lead yoke to your extra deck if you ran out of lead yokes or something like that. But basically, he's not always an instant XYZ. He's like, I'd say, 50 to 75% of the time. And he is always live as long as you have one switch hitter in grave, which is often all the time. So, I'm probably going to go back to 2 Warrior Returning Alive instead of Spirits. But I just want to point that out because people have always stated that, why do you play Warrior Returning Alive? You don't need it because of Glass Draw. You do. Because sometimes you don't have any plays to get Glass Draw back out of the grave unless you get a switch hitter, which Warrior Returning Alive can do. So it's basically a Spirits without the mill and no real downside at all. So I would just like to clarify that for people who've always wondered. But I am still playing a Spirits just because I do like the card sometimes. So I'm probably going to switch it back to Warrior Returning Alive, but we'll see. 1 Soul Charge, I mean, come on. It's a Soul Charge, and this deck is all about making XYZs and stuff. So Soul Charge, you know, it's good. It's good stuff. 2 Lance, you want the protection, especially lead yoke. Compulse is such a bitch to deal with as a lead yoke, but also you have other monsters too. But Lance comes in OP all the time. 1 Book of Moon, you know, more protection. It's just always a good card to have. 1 Foolish Burial, you know, get my Glass Draws to the grave. 1 Kaiser. I always wanted to play 2 Kaisers, but I never really found it like, wow, I wish I had 2 Kaisers in my deck, except like once in a while when I play. So I'm only playing 1 Colosseum because like it doesn't really need it that often. And 1 Dark Hole, and I would be playing a Regeki, but I don't have a Regeki right now, so I would make a room somewhere. I don't know what I would take out really, but I would put a Regeki in here for my deck. So, that's the spells. Let's go on with the traps. So I'm playing 1 Torrential Tribute. I mean, why wouldn't I? 1 Solemn. Not much to say about that. Bottomless, Compulse. There's not much to say about these. Or 1 Deep Prison. I like the Deep Prison. Some people would say play Deep Prison over Mirror Force. I do like Mirror Force because of destroying all your opponent's monsters, which I know some people would say it's bad playing, but I just like Deep Prison. Okay, I'm just a fan of it. And I'm not a fan of having tons of them. So I'm only playing the 1. And I'm only playing 2 Mirror Force out of the 3 I can play. I have more Mirror Forces, it's not a problem like that. It's just 3 is too many, it's too slow, and there's better cards to be played. Now, 3 Fiendish Chain, come on, everybody knows why that is. Now this card I want to talk about a little bit that people would probably argue with me, but 1 Pinpoint Guard. So, for the people who don't know, when an opponent's monster declares attack, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard, special summon that monster defense position, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects this turn. I love this card in this deck. I would play 2, but there's nothing really to make room for 2 of them. So it's only at 1 right now for me. Wait, let me see. But I could put it to 2. The reason why this is good is you're trying to make XYZs, right? And Headgear already can't be destroyed once per turn. So it's already cool effect, but bringing back Headgear can help, or bringing back any monster, like I said with Spirits. And yeah, technically I could take this out and put in a Warrior Returning Alive or another Battle in the Box for Spirits. But Pinpoint Guard just has something like, I can bring back my monster and he's safe until next turn. And that's just, it's a good effect. It's worked for me a few times and I like the card. But at the same time, if you're making this deck card for card out of mine, you could switch it out for any other trap you want, a Warrior Returning Alive, or another Battle in the Box for Spirits, whatever you prefer. Hey, or fuck it, fucking maybe even Regeki, you know? My Dark Hole, I could take that out for Regeki. But I like this card, it's a fun little tech, and it works. Some people would say, why the hell is this in your deck? This is actually bad. But it is good in this, and it is good in a lot of other decks, but it's just there are better cards to be played. But I have fun with it, so that's what I'm playing. Alright guys, you might want to be seeing an extra deck, but you know what? As you know with my other deck profiles, if you're a subscriber, I don't do extra decks, because everybody's extra deck is different, and I know you want to see my thoughts, but I'll tell you what I want to play, what I go into anymore. Every generic XYZ level 4 that you think of, Go Cowboy, Dweller, 2 number 101s, 2 Exciton Knights, and 3 Lead Yoke. So there you go, that's what I always go into. I don't think I've ever gone into any other level 4 XYZ except those. So yeah guys, that's the deck profile. Let me know what you think about it for this format, and how you think about it. Go play it, actually, card for card on DevPro when they release the new ban list on there, and let me know what you think about it. It's not going to be tier 1, but it's a fun deck, and it does do some stuff. It always does some stuff, but it does a lot more stuff now with the new cards and the new format. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Like this video, thumbs it up, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you later, guys. Peace!